Welcome back to episode 2 of Après STEEP. This week, Mitch and I will be talking about bikes in Riders Republic, along with some news from the mountains of Steep. All that's coming up right now in episode 2 of Après STEEP.
If you are behind the times, Ubisoft added back the season special outfits and equipment to the Steep store, and they are still available. And yes, they have fixed the jacket shop, so now you can go in and buy some jackets. I just copped the Explorer set with the jacket and the pants, so I am looking fresh up on the mountain, and I am still working on some credits to finally get that X Games snowboard.
And our largest event to date is going to take place live on January 23rd. Well, the premiere is going to be live. We will be watching it along with you guys. It's going to feature the 9 top riders from our community competing in Big Air, Real Steep, and Knuckle Huck. I mean, come on. What more could you guys want? If you haven't seen the trailer for the Invitational yet, go ahead and give that one a watch. Mitch outdid himself. And you can be sure to expect more of that hardcore steep action on January 23rd.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for, we finally get to hear Nick geek out about the bikes in Riders Republic.
Oh, let's go! Alright, so before I get lost in the sauce here, we need to shout out the person who gave us the main topic for this week. Thanks to Camox. He asked, it would be sick to get your guys' thoughts on the new X Games real mountain bike competition and whether or not it has the potential to be a future TFG event. I'm going to be honest, I've been watching a ton of mountain bike videos on YouTube, and Camox sent this link, and that was the first time I had heard that real mountain bike was going to be a thing. It's coming out in April of 2021. And that competition in April is going to feature riders like Cam Zink, Veronica Sandler, Brandon Semenuk, Danny McCaskill, Brad Vistavik, and DJ Brandt.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what this is, the X Games has a competition that's called their Real Series, where they started off with real ski, real snow, real street, so skiing, snowboarding, and skateboarding. And this event teams up athletes and filmers to create original content all around the world. So they just try to pull off the sickest tricks in the sweetest spots they can find, urban, rural, wherever it is, and these competitions are always mind-blowing. These are always like watching mini ski movies or boarding movies where you just get a minute 30 of the best action from the rider, usually building some crazy trick behind a warehouse or in front of an office building, grinding down staircases while people are going by. It's crazy.
Yeah, I really appreciate the fact that the X Games is taking the term real event and turning it into something that encompasses everything. Mitch said it before, when you hear the term real snow or real skate, you think of urban settings, like they're taking some abandoned warehouse and turning it into a snow park or something like that. But X Games just threw that right out the window, and real, it makes sense that real can be anywhere around the world in any sport that you think of, and I'm here for it. This is going to be incredible.
When we decided to take on these events in Steep with real ski and real snow, we just loved what everyone put together. I mean, the combination of the tricks you can pull off and the camera angles you can use, and then the editing that people were doing afterwards, just created something special in Steep. And we're so happy that X Games announced that they are doing a real mountain bike series, because we're going to be seeing bikes in Riders Republic, and I think we would have made this event up anyways, whether or not they had announced it, but it's just the perfect timing. Can't wait to see what both the real people pull off and what you guys can do with the game.
You're exactly right. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, these games lend themselves so perfectly to recreating these kind of events in the game itself, and we have heard, I mean, you guys saw X Games commented on one of our videos a while back asking if we were going to have a real street best tricks, if we were going to have a real snow best tricks video coming out. So the guys over there are seeing what we're doing in video games. and Riders Republic is going to be no exception. We cannot wait to get these things rolling, and yes, the short answer, Camox, is yes. This will be a TFG event once Riders comes out. There's no way that we can just ignore mountain bikes in the Tartiflet games. It's going to happen. Please expect it. I hope that we can pull it together sooner rather than later in the second season of TFG, but we might end up doing the snowboard and ski events first, just because that's what everyone's comfortable with. You know, that's what we've had the most time to get used to, and I don't see them changing the physics or the controls on those sports from STEEP too much in the new video game. But as we get deeper and deeper into Riders Republic and you guys have some more time to spend and learn how those bikes really work, we're absolutely going to be featuring mountain bikes, street bikes maybe, in Tartiflet Games events. Now, I know I've rambled for a little bit, but I think we should talk about the video game side of it and not just the fact that we are super excited to watch these X Games videos online and on our TVs, but we have a couple different options up on the mountains of Riders Republic in terms of the gear that we can use, specifically the bikes. And I'm just curious to see, you know, which bike would you pick for a real event? Just going off of the dev blogs and what we have so far, our knowledge on the game, which bike would you grab to take down a real mountain bike competition?
This will be interesting to see. I mean, we're talking about several different bike options. You've got downhill, road, slopestyle, free ride, and then BMX was announced as one of the DLC bikes. So you have 5 different types of bikes to pick from. And we'll have to figure out if we want to limit it to just the slopestyle traditional kind of mountain bike, or if we just want to say use whatever you want. So we might see someone using one of those road bikes to pull off a backflip in the middle of the mountains, and that adds to their difficulty score. Who knows? I don't know which bike I'll be picking right from the start. We only got descriptions of 2 of them, the slopestyle bike being more lightweight and allowing quick tricks like bar spins and tail whips, and the freeride bike's heavier and it's better for tricks that you need some more air time to pull off. So it's going to be a tough choice. I feel like I might like the freeride bike a little bit more. It's heftier, you know, you can't go super crazy, but it can just be that much more impressive if you pull off some cool tricks with the freeride bike.
Well, see, the more I'm thinking about it and the more I'm reading into this dev blog, you know, like you just said, the slopestyle bike is the bike that you're going to want for any tricks that need agility to pull them off. So these quick little, you know, your finesse moves, that's going to be your slopestyle bike. That freeride bike is going to be the one that you chuck off the side of a mountain and you pull off the biggest Superman of your life. So do we do one event that is bike specific, so you have to pick a slopestyle bike to ride this one, or we do an event where it is specific and you can't change your bike? So if you pick slopestyle for the first half, you gotta carry through on that same bike for the rest of your edit, and then maybe we do another video where it's just open. It's open bike. So you can pick the road bike, you could use the downhill for something, free ride, and then cap it off with some slope style hits in there. Again, we are going to have to learn how these bikes function. We are working in the dark here. We have no idea what to expect from these different bikes and what they can really deliver up on the mountain. But I think it would be interesting to see one competition that has a totally open, free reign, select whichever tool you need to get the job done. That's going to lend itself to the maximum creativity of our riders. But then on the other end, you also have to pick a bike in one of the specific categories to show off your mastery of just that machine itself.
Geez, that's going to be a lot to think about and decide. I mean, I love the idea of having the open series and just seeing what people go for, what bikes they're picking, what tricks they do, how they combine all of the sports together. And then maybe for some of the more technical events, we could actually limit it down to one. But it might be fun to see both. So let us know what you guys think. If you want to allow everything, anything goes, kind of like our real steep event that we're doing in our invitational, or if you want to see us stick true to form, exactly like the X Games, and go with the real mountain bike, and then we could do a real BMX separately.
Oh, I just remembered I forgot to answer the question that I asked you. How rude of me. I think I would go with the slopestyle bike. if I had to pick one for a competition, I really think the slope style, it might be a little more finicky. I might not be able to get the big hits, but I do like having more control versus a free ride bike, a little bit heavier, a little more hefty, might be a little more difficult to maneuver to get everything just right whenever I'm planning a trick.
And one last thing that I just thought of at the very end of this before we moved on to the next segment. We can get kind of weird with these events too and not strictly follow the real life events like we were talking about. But one that popped into my mind was doing a bike knuckle huck, because it seems like you're going to be able to ride bikes in the snow parts of the map and then like skis and snowboards in the dirt part of the map. It might not work as well. We don't know too much about that yet, but I'm picturing a knuckle huck in the snow, but riding the bikes. So they are not as easy to control, but then you can still get super low to the ground, get those drags, spray that snow everywhere, and just see what people come up with. Are you going to be okay over there?
Yes. I'm not actually sure, but holy crap, I didn't even think about that. I totally forgot that you can ride anything on any surface in Riders Republic. Holy crap, talk about opening up a can of worms. Yeah, bike huck. I can't continue on. My train of thought just ends at the words bike huck. I can't even hype it up any more than what it already is. Well, that's it. I have to put a cap on it. TFG bike huck. Oh my god.
So like we said with the other one, if you can come up with any crazy combination event ideas like the bike huck, just let us know in the Riders Republic chat over in our Discord, because we have some events planned out so far, but there is plenty of room for these wild ones.
All right, well, we need to get hashtag bike huck trending over on Twitter. But while we wait for that to start climbing up the leaderboards worldwide, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Riders Roundup. Gotcha.
Well, the Riders Roundup segment is where Nick and I bring up our favorite things we saw throughout the past week, both around Steep, Riders Republic, and sometimes in real life in these sports. And the first one, we got to give a shout out to Sofex in the community, who made an edit of a picture of Jesper Schotter over on his Instagram, and Jesper himself liked the picture and commented on it. It's cool to see you guys editing these pictures and then the pros liking them. Over in our Discord, we got another beautiful digital painting posted by Flair, and this time the painting is of Rene Renekongas from his Real Snow 2020 video. I love this shot. He won the gold in that event, and this is of his double Miller flip while dragging his hand on this pipe. That's the first time a double Miller flip has ever been done in the streets, and Flair did a wonderful job recreating this moment from Real Snow.
Boy, I'll say, these just keep getting better and better. Flair, I think you have a calling, dude. I think you really have to open up an Etsy shop or whatever kind of shop online and start selling these as prints. I really think a lot of these riders would be scooping these up in an instant.
I'm just waiting for the day when we watch Real Snow 2021 or 2022, and before every rider, we see these digital paintings that have been done by Flair as the official rider cards for the event.
Yes, oh my gosh, yes, I know the NFL did that this year. Whenever they do a quarterback spotlight, it is like an illustration, a digital illustration of the quarterbacks, and I love that style. It just gives it a little more originality. I don't know, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. So Flair, start reaching out to X Games, start reaching out to Red Bull, make yourself known. We will definitely help you along the way. And talk about Bike Huck in the last segment, we touched upon it. Then I opened up Instagram and checked out IG Reels and was able to find a video of Remy Metaller. Apologies if the pronunciation is absolutely garbage. I expect it from myself. But he uploaded a year-end recap of all of his craziest sends from the year. And that first clip in that series is what I picture a Bike Huck to be. I know he's just going over a little whoop in the trail, but it can be done. And there are already pros doing it in real life. So just one more time for the people in the back. Bike Huck!
And while we're still on the subject of cool things we saw on Instagram, Nick and I shared a lot of videos this week with each other, and I love this one that Drink Butter shared on their Instagram. It's from back in August, but I just saw it this week of, I believe this is Chris Logan doing a double backflip and then just crushing the landing, just so smooth. The way he comes out of that is unbelievable.
We're going on a bit of an Instagram kick here, but Mitch and I both completely fangirled over one clip in specific this week, and that one came from Chris Tricku carving through the mountains. The title of the video is Snowboarding is Boring, and it's a video of him just carving through some trees, and then he sends it off of a log, and you learn that that log was leaning over one of the biggest cliff sends I have ever seen in my life. Luckily, Chris did have a parachute. He was able to safely deploy and land, but oh my God, for that split second when he lifts off of that log, I was like, that's it. This is over. It's done. But then I realized he wasn't getting any closer to the ground and there was no landing pad in sight. And then you see that mountain just getting bigger and bigger below him. Oh my God, I went for such a ride. Mitch and I would not stop talking about it last week. Wonderful job, Chris. Thank you for, put it bluntly, making my heart stop. And now to close it off with some guys that need none of our help, I'd like to congratulate two of our community members, Nate Hotshot and Gnarly Duck, for hitting 500 subs on their channels. Please check these guys out. Gnarly, who I learned is an avid Lego fan and an avid Star Wars fan, so hey, brothers in arms. Gnarly just uploaded a video riding through the Alps at night, and we covered it last week, but Nate Hotshot debuted the World of Steep, one of the most gorgeous pieces of art that I've seen come out of this game. Both of those guys have skyrocketed with their content. Please keep it up. We love to see community members and peers in the Steep community continue to reach for higher and higher heights. Keep it up, guys. Great job. We cannot wait to see what's next.
And that's all we have for this week's edition of the Riders Roundup. If you want your stuff to have a chance to be featured, make sure to post the link over in our Discord channel. We have one just for self-promo now where you can post your coolest pictures, videos, whatever you're working on. Or we might just find it when we spend way too much time on Instagram and YouTube like we do right now.
Be sure to check out the latest weekly challenge video on our page, and also on our Discord channel, we have an opportunity for you guys to be a part of the Tartiflette Games Invitational coming up towards the end of January 23rd to be very specific. You can find our Discord channel link down in the description below, along with our Instagram page and our link tree, which has all of those links plus just a couple more. So check all of those out, click all of those links, figure out what they do. Thank you to everyone who submitted for this week. Keep up the wonderful content. We cannot wait to see you guys next week for episode 3 of Après STEEP. Have a great week, guys. Happy New Year. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yous on the slopes.